सो सिंपल ट्यूटोरियल। यदि आपके अंगूठे में दर्द है, यदि आपको लाइक, शेयर या सब्सक्राइब करने में कष्ट होता है, तो मान्यवर ये वीडियो आपके लिए नहीं है। आपसे विनम्र निवेदन है कि आप इसे छोड़कर जा सकते हैं। गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू SST सो सिंपल ट्यूटोरियल। Look at this book. This is your economics book. I hope all of you have it in your hand. Today we will start this book. In today's class, we will discuss very briefly about what economics is, some concepts to understand this lesson, and then I will introduce you to the village of Palampur. So let us begin. You are going to read economics as a separate discipline for the first time. So naturally, you will raise the question what economics is. See, economists at different times have emphasized on different aspects of economic activities and have arrived at different definitions. Scarcity definition, wealth definition, material welfare definition are some important ones. But I am not going to discuss them as they are beyond the scope of your syllabus. Nor I am going to talk about the names of some big economists like Adam Smith, Marshall, etc. Of course, for the sake of general knowledge, you can remember the name of Adam Smith. He is called father of economics. As a beginner, let us understand economics this way. Economics is a social science that focuses on the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. I assume you know the meaning of these English words, but here, what they mean in economics is important. So, let us first understand goods and services. Goods means physical commodities that can be touched or seen. That means they are tangible. In economics, it means commodities that satisfy human wants. Rice, wheat, egg, shirt, trouser, sari, car, house, etc. are all examples of goods. All of these satisfy our wants. Next, service. A service also satisfies human wants, but is physically intangible. It includes the functions performed by a doctor, teachers, engineer, barber, or a washerman. I hope the meaning of goods and services is clear to you. Now, let us understand what production is. The process of making goods and services, or say, the creation of goods and services for selling them in the market, is called production. It is important to note here that production must be done with the objective of selling in the market. For example, if a child makes a doll for sheer enjoyment, it will not be considered production. But if a doll maker does so to sell them in the market, we will say that he is engaged in production. Okay. So what is the aim of production? The aim of production is to produce goods and services that we want. Now the question comes, who is a producer? Anyone who produces or helps in producing goods and services is called a producer. So farmers, artisans, potters, barbers, teachers, doctors, all are producers. Okay. Let us now see consumption. By consumption, we mean satisfaction of wants. See, because we have wants, it is satisfied only by the consumption of goods and services. We need rice, we need wheat, vegetables to cook food and eat, so we purchase them. We need a pen to write, so we buy them. We need a bike to ride it, so we buy them. We are all consumers. I hope you have understood goods, services, production and consumption. Let us now understand factors of production. Factors of production is a term that describes the inputs used in the production of goods and services to make an economic profit. There are, students, four requirements for the production of goods and services. They are land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. The first requirement is land. Land is an important factor of production, as no production activity can take place in the absence of land. You want to do farming. Where shall you do it? You need land, isn't it? You want to set up an industry. Where shall you do it? Again, you need land. Okay. But when we say land, it does not mean the land surface only. It also includes other gifts of nature. But mind you, these resources must be amenable to human control. That means people should be able to control its supply. Consider factors like sunlight or rainfall. Are they under human control? I think no. They are beyond human control, hence cannot be covered under land. Take another example, coal. Coal is a natural resource. It is also a gift of nature, but its supply can be regulated. We can mine any targeted amount of coal when needed, so it will come under land. Similarly, rivers, forests, minerals, all are included under land. So land is not simply land, it is an umbrella term which covers a broad category of things. Understood? The second requirement is labor, that is, the people who will do the work. It includes both physical and mental effort exerted for the purpose of producing a good or service. Some production activities require highly educated workers to perform the necessary tasks. For example, people working in Silicon Valley and designing softwares, doctors treating patients, doing surgery. All these needs educated and skilled people. Other activities require workers who can do manual work. This is visible everywhere. You must have observed this on the way to school or back. Laborers engage in making roads or a building doing just physical labor. Each worker is providing the labor necessary for production. But a word of caution here. Only human labor is considered in this context. The physical exertions of non-human, that is animals, is not considered. The third requirement is physical capital or simply capital. It is the variety of inputs required at every stage during production. Physical capital can be divided into fixed capital and working capital. What are the items that come under each capital? Let us see. Fixed capital first. Tools, machines, buildings, etc. come under fixed capital. Tools and machines includes very simple tools such as a farmer's plow to sophisticated machines such as generators, turbines, computers, etc. All these items can be used in production over many years and so are called fixed capital. Next, working capital. It includes raw materials and money in hand. See, production requires a variety of raw materials such as the yarn used by the weaver, such as the clay used by the potter. Also, some money is also required during production to make payments and buy other necessary items. For example, the farmer may need money to buy fertilizers and pesticides. Unlike tools, machines, and buildings, these are used up in production. For example, the clay of potter or the yarn used by the weaver is gone. There exists no more to be used again. The money that was used for buying pesticides has gone with the crop. Students, here you should be very clear in your mind that money is not a factor of production because money is not directly involved in producing a goods or service. Instead, it facilitates the process used in production by enabling producers or say entrepreneurs to purchase capital goods or land or to pay wages. Money helps farmers to purchase tractor for farming. The tractor is capital. In the same way, the desks and benches used in your school is capital. Okay. Next, the fourth requirement is human capital. Human capital is the knowledge and enterprise required to put together land, labor, and physical capital and produce an output, either for self use or to sell in the market. See, everything cannot happen by itself. There should be someone to initiate in the production process. There must be someone who will hire workers, who will rent the land, who will arrange the capital, and thus organize the whole production process. So, this is all about the factors of production. I hope this is clear to you. Before I end today's session, students, Let me introduce you to the village called Palampur. The title of the lesson itself is The Story of Village Palampur. It is an imaginary village. The story is based on a research study by Gilbert Etten of a village in Bulandshahr in western UP. Etten was a Swiss economist, author, and professor. He is best known for his extensive publishing on economic subjects related to India, China, and Pakistan. His own PhD was on Indian economy. India's villages interested him and he wrote about agriculture and economic reforms. So Palampur actually does not exist but resembles the village which was under the study by Etten. The purpose of this lesson, students, is to introduce some basic concepts relating to production through Palampur. Farming is the main production activity in Palampur. About 75% of the people are dependent on farming for their livelihood. This 75% includes farmers as well as farm laborers. The rest 25% are engaged in activities other than farming, such as small scale manufacturing, dairy, transport, etc. But they are carried on a limited scale. Raiganj is a big village, 3 kilometers from Palampur, and Shahpur is the nearest town. Palampur is well connected with them through all weather roads. All-weather road means concrete roads or those made of bitumen of coal. Such roads do not go out of use in the rainy season. Many kinds of transport can be seen plying on the roads. One can see bullock carts, tongas, or bogies carrying jaggery or other commodities. One can also find motor vehicles like motorcycles, jeeps, tractors, and trucks on roads. Let us find out the social fabric of the village. This village has about 450 families belonging to several different castes. The 80 upper caste families own the majority of land in the village. Some of them have houses made of brick with cement plastering. The scheduled castes comprise one third of the population. They live in one corner of the village. Their houses are much smaller, made of mud and straw. Let us see the infrastructure now. We have already seen the roads. Unlike most villages, electricity has reached this village and most of the houses have electric connections. Electricity is used to run tube wells in the fields, which is why they are able to grow 3 crops a year. Palampur has two primary schools and one high school. There is a primary health center run by the government and one private dispensary where the sick are treated. So, students, what impression do you form about this village? I'm sure you'd say it is a developed village. Roads are fantastic, houses have electric connections, fields are irrigated by electric run tube wells, schools are there, health center is there, dispensary is there. What else one would ask for in a village? This was a general description of the village. Let us do a fast recap of the session. What is the main economic activity in Palampur? Farming. What is the aim of production? To produce goods and services that we want. What are the factors of production? Land, labor, physical capital, and human labor. Let me stop here, students. I hope you enjoyed the class. Now you read your book. In the next class, we will discuss the next topic, that is land. We will see what crops are grown there, how is land distributed in Palampur, what methods of farming are used there, traditional farming or modern methods. Till then, enjoy reading and have a nice time. Thank you.